Welcome, folks. I am Jaby Koay, joined by ACHARA KIRK.
Hello.
About an hour and a half ago, Crash Bandicoot 4 It's About Time's trailer dropped for the PS4, and we've got the Crash Bandicoot trilogy here for the Switch. I bought this for ACHARA, and she died on the first level. And she died on the first level a lot.
Yep.
So, but then she got through that and then stopped. She was the most fitting candidate to have next to me. Also, the only candidate I can have next to me for this reaction. Here we go.
Crash Bandicoot, you banished me to the past. But all it did was give me more time to plan your doom.
Ooh, fun.
Yeah.
Wow.
What the hell?
Oh god, I feel stressed just looking at that.
This is cool.
This is really cool.
How many times have you beaten this clown anyway? 3. Really? Only 3? Funny. Seemed like more.
I'm glad they're keeping the mechanics relatively the same. Is what it looks like to me anyway. I've only played Crash Bandicoot a handful of times. I played the first one quite a bit through a friend who had it, and then I played it again when it was on Uncharted for some reason. Like, they had levels within Uncharted after you like got through the game, where you're at home or something. I forget, I think it's after you got through the game, then you could like play a little bit of it, like a game within a game.
Okay.
It was sort of this silly little thing. And I remember being frustrated by it within Uncharted. I'm like, wow, it's been so long since I've played this. It feels so foreign. It's, you know, the way games are now feel so much easier to play. And the mechanics are like, okay, if you go back and play the first Super Mario Brothers, it's way harder than Super Mario Odyssey.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It's because like the three-dimensional games are so much easier to play once you get used to three-dimensional games. I'm thinking of people like my mom who still have not played a three-dimensional Mario game, but she'll crush it in Super Mario Brothers 2. You know what I'm saying? And so I find those 2D games much harder. And so watching you play and die in this, I was like, I get it. Like, this is harder to get into than the likes of something like Tomb Raider, where it's often helping you out.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
It's like often there's like assist cues going on the screen to help you get through the game.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so then you can get a DLC and keep doing the same thing.
Yes.
Whereas with Crash Bandicoot, the mechanics are old school. I never got to Crash Bandicoot 2 and 3, so I don't know how complex the game got. But it seems like they're really taking advantage of the modern day tech to make it. You know what I'm thinking about more than anything, honestly, while looking at this, is how come there aren't more Crash Bandicoot games? It's About Time title is very fitting, because there was this game, I don't know if Crash was part of it, I can't remember, but it was like PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale or something like that. Mm-hmm. And I was very excited to have it because it was another opportunity to play as Cole McGrath from Infamous. And so that's why I bought it. And the game wasn't entirely that engaging for me. It was like, it didn't compare to Super Smash Brothers, but you had a wide variety of PlayStation characters. And the most notable one was probably Sackboy from Little Big Planet.
Okay.
But it seems to me that Crash Bandicoot is such a recognizable character, and there's such a love for him, way more than Sackboy. It's surprising to me that there hasn't been a litany of Crash Bandicoot games of the likes of Mario every few years, just to like keep people, you know, reminded of this iconic character. But maybe there's more Crash Bandicoot games that I'm just not aware of. Like these 3 and then this 4th one are the only ones that I'm aware of. So
But yeah, I wouldn't know anything about that. I mean, this one looks really fun.
yeah.
The thing about games like this is they look deceptively simple sometimes, you know? Although this looked super complicated. I was watching this and I was just like, just getting stressed out, all of the jumping and just trying to time it properly. I remember when I did play that game, and like you said, I didn't even really pass level 1. But it was really hard, but it was really fun. So
You passed level 1.
did I pass
Yeah,
level
you passed
1?
level 1. The hard part about it is how easy you can die. I look at Crash Bandicoot more akin to Donkey Kong than I do to Mario, actually. And Donkey Kong's another recognizable character that Nintendo has used over and over again. But Donkey Kong Country is a game where you can die relatively easily. Like, I bought the follow-up generations of that game for Wii or Wii U or something, and then the Switch. It's a brutal game. It is really hard because you can die so easily, and it's not very forgiving. And Crash Bandicoot is the same sort of way. It's like it's all cartoony and fun and pleasant,
Yeah.
but it's brutal. At least in my experience watching you again, because I was like, well, watching her, I just don't. I don't know if I have the confidence to play this again because just how easily you can get killed. But it does look like fun. It does look like something I can get into again.
Yeah, no, I'm watching that and I'm going, I can definitely see you buying it.
Yeah. I really like that PlayStation is continuing to put out games towards the end of its cycle, and I suppose that has something to do with the fact that you're going to be able to take these games to PS5 and you'll probably get a nice graphical resolution upgrade.
Yeah.
But it's nice that they're still, giving you incentives to hold on to that PlayStation 4.
Yeah, because I'm sure a lot of people are still gonna feel like they're not quite ready to, jump on board with a PS5 just yet.
guess
Like
that's
a lot
fair.
of people are not early adopters.
That's fair.
So
That's
makes
fair.
sense
That
to
was
just keep making the stuff for 4, right?
very myopic on my part, I suppose. Yeah, because well into PlayStation 4's life, the PlayStation 3 was around and people were using it and buying games for it still.
Yeah.
So, and they were still putting out games for it for the longest time. So that's fair.
Not everyone is a you, Jaby.
Yeah. Well, I feel like they're making a strong incentive to get the PS5 this time around because if you can get graphical upgrades to your games that you already have in your library, I don't see why you would. I mean, if you can afford it, I don't see why you wouldn't upgrade to a PS5 as soon as possible. It's like getting a new PC. It's like your games are all updated.
I don't know. Sometimes I like to wait a little bit just to make sure that they've worked out all the kinks when it's brand new, So just like give it a little bit of time and I'm like, okay.
Right.
I guess it's going pretty well. A lot of the reviews are great. People love it. My friends love it. I'm like, okay, fine. Yeah, now I'll spend the money and do it,
Yeah. The graphics look awesome. The levels look awesome. The level design. And I mean, I think that Crash Bandicoot should definitely be used as a like a Sony icon, much in the way that Mario is a Nintendo icon. I feel like, that's the one area where I feel like Sony is sort of lacking. And they've been lacking for years, and they've known that. They know that they don't have like iconic faces the way, like, you have Nathan Drake, and he was part of PlayStation Battle All Stars Royale, whatever. I said it properly earlier. Crash Bandicoot is like a great face that I think kids can identify. And they should definitely use him more. One thing about Crash Bandicoot when it came out was graphically it was very, very impressive. It was, if I'm not mistaken, trying to remember what it was like back then, it was a groundbreaking game at the time. Now, this is obviously not groundbreaking. It's leveraging the power of the PS4 now, and there's lots of games that look great now that are three-dimensional and whatnot. That being said, the level design is very inspiring. Like, they really, really pushed it to, I guess, meet today's like standards of graphics, but it just, to me, it looks really, really nice and very, like I said, inspiring. Like the level design, like there's this, I don't know if it was like a Mexican inspiration or whatever. It almost feels like a Pixar movie.
Yeah, I mean, it looks super cute and it's really creative as well. Just like the type of play that you get in the levels, like he's walking upside down and the vines with the the whomping vines and whatnot. I mean, it looks really fun.
Right.
It's very inviting and colorful and cute.
Right. So there's one level here at around 39 seconds that's like an underwater level, it looks like. And at a glance, like it looks really, really good. The way I remember looking at like Finding Nemo. Now, obviously, you're not going to experience Finding Nemo level graphics in this game, but it still looks awesome. And the idea that you can play Crash Bandicoot on this kind of quality, game is just very exciting. And much in the same way that like Mario gets upgrades. That's why I keep referencing those games from Nintendo. It's like, you know, it's exciting to see the new worlds that Mario plays in and the graphical upgrades and whatnot.
Yeah.
And I feel like the same thing is happening here, where it's just really exciting to see him updated. You know, I would love to see a resurgence of the likes of Jak and Daxter, of Spyro and all that. Like, I have the Spyro trilogy. I think it's a trilogy. I barely touched the thing. Like, you have to forgive me. Like, I have a lot of games on my shelf that I get really excited about, and then I barely get a chance to touch them because I'm so busy making videos and whatnot. But yeah, like, I would love to see a resurgence of these characters for Sony. And I know that Uncharted is concluded, but I'd love to see a comeback of Uncharted as well, even though that doesn't really fit the same category of conversation.
It's okay. You're gonna get a movie with Tom
Jesus
Holland.
Christ. So yeah, Crash Bandicoot and Spyro and all that stuff. Like, I'd like to see more of these as the years come, you know. So it feels like Sony, maybe I'm being myopic in saying this, it feels like Sony has really, really favored adult gamers, right?
Yeah, I feel that way.
And so I feel like, you know, kids are sort of missing out on, you know, there's an opportunity that I think Sony's missing out on there, even though there's a lot of kids who are playing like Fortnite and what do you call it? PUBG and all these like mature themed games. I get that. I recognize that. A lot of kids have migrated towards Minecraft as well and the likes of
yeah,
that.
super
and
popular.
But I feel like this is an area that still should be focused in on, if that makes any kind. Hopefully I'm making some kind of sense. It's early. So, yeah, I'm excited. You guys, do let us know your feelings in the comments below. How do you feel about this? Are you excited? Are you going to pick it up day one? Are you going to buy the pre-order package, the big box set with the exclusive Crash Bandicoot toy and skin and downloadable soundtrack and all that stuff, because they don't want to package a CD because no one uses CDs anymore? Check out ACHARA KIRK on the social media, and as well as myself, Instagram, Twitter, all that good stuff. And stay safe, stay distant from everybody, but also FaceTime them so that they know you're alive. And subscribe, hit that bell icon so you're notified every time we drop another video. I'm Jaby Koay. This is
ACHARA KIRK.
Peace out.